Hello, everybody, and welcome to the weekly Oracle Wisdom. My name is Natalie Sadie, and I will be having a look at what the Oracle cards have to say about the energies for the week ahead. I hope that everybody's week is off to a fantastic start, and can you believe that we are already in the last week of March, which is just crazy, which means we're just under 2 weeks away from my birthday, because everybody needed to know that. All right, so we are starting with the Ascending Life Oracle MahrukhX deck, and I'm going to pull a few cards and then we'll have a look at what they have to say. It's interesting to me. This is a deck of 100 cards, and we're getting a lot of cards that, when I've used this deck recently, have been coming up. So there's definitely a theme in terms of sort of what we're going through. I know we are looking at the themes for the week ahead, but I think that at the same time, there are much larger themes at play. Okay. So we'll have a look at these. So we start off with the unseen, working behind the scenes, not seeing the full picture, the blessings you don't see, magic happening behind the scenes. So this is one that's been coming out quite a bit recently. We then have the snake, time of healing, shed old skin, secret knowledge, jealous and envy. Alien, feeling alienated in life, feeling like you don't fit in, dealing with a foreigner, and new experiences in life. Maybe that was a Freudian slip. Then we have magnetic, seduction and charm, attracting things in life, attraction to something or someone, hard to resist something or someone. So funny that I had that Freudian slip right before the magnetic card. And then we have rebuilding. And so the unseen, the alien, and the rebuilding card, they're the ones that have been coming out over and over and over again over the last few months. So rebuilding your life after loss, investing a lot of effort, ready to take action to improve, determination and drive. So like I said, when the cards first started coming out, I think that there are themes, and right now we are in this moment in time where we do have to trust what is going on behind the scenes, what the universe is doing, what others are doing on our behalf that we don't necessarily know about. And this is where we have to have trust. This is where we have to trust that we are being taken care of, that everything is working out in our favor, divine timing, all of that. And I understand how frustrating that is, because when everything's going really well, it's so easy to go, I trust the universe. Oh my God, I live in gratitude and all of that. The moment things get tough is when it's so difficult to sit in that trust, because we panic. Our natural instinct is, I've got to do something, nothing's happening, this person's let me down and this isn't going on, and we start to spiral in a lot of cases. And we have to trust that there are things going on for our best outcome that we can't necessarily see. So this is a moment where you're being tested. You always say you trust the universe, but do you really? Then we have the snake card, which, if you've been watching me for a while, you know I love this card. Snake, death, all of that, because it's always about rebirth, new beginnings. We just had the astrological new year. A lot of cultures celebrate the new year when we move into Aries season. That's the first sign of the zodiac. So it's a time of healing. It's about shedding old skin and, starting fresh. And that's why I always love it. And I think that when we shed the old and step into the new, there is something so cathartic about that, to be able to go, okay, I've been working towards this and I'm finally stepping into the new me. And maybe it's just leaving behind that old year and the past stories that existed in that time. And I know that in different ways we're all being challenged, but to be able to go, okay, this is the time where I get to move forward and I get to step into this new story that's unfolding for me is incredibly exciting. So the other thing that comes up here is secret knowledge. And that was the first thing I noticed when we've got the unseen card right next to it. So I think that this secret knowledge is talking about our soul's knowledge, because we come here with a plan. We know what we're meant to do at a soul level. As human beings, we don't remember any of it. And I joke with a number of my friends going, I want a refund. I want to check the soul contract again, because I don't believe that I signed up for this shit. Apparently I did. And I chose a life that wasn't going to be particularly smooth sailing. But when you tap into that knowledge, when the panic stops and the human chatter in your head stops, and you sit there and go, no, I'm exactly where I'm meant to be. I'm doing the things that I know I'm meant to be doing. So to me, this secret knowledge is about tapping into that information in this moment where we're having to trust the universe, where maybe we're questioning, why am I here? Why am I going through this? Why is the timing of what has to happen? There is jealous and envy at the bottom. So it is always possible that there are people around you that maybe are not as supportive as they should be or could be. So I don't think that's a big theme of this week. I just think it's something to pay attention to. And if you've got people around you that maybe aren't your biggest cheerleaders, that's fine. Just don't share knowledge with them. I know in this past week, I've had some things going on and I'm moving a few chess pieces around, and I'm starting to realize who I should be sharing information with and who I shouldn't. And we always have these moments where you go, okay, they don't need this knowledge. So just be aware of that. And if you can feel those psychic attacks happening, do a cord cutting meditation to release them from you, so that when you do it, one of the things that I always say in my head, thank you for caring about me, but your energy is your own. And I return it back to them so that it's their energy to deal with and not mine, because I don't want any part of that. Then we've got the alien card, feeling alienated in life, feeling like you don't fit in, dealing with a foreigner, and new experiences in life. So I think that with this, it's as we're shedding old skin, as we're moving into this new chapter, and as so much is in flux, I think that it's normal and expected to feel like you don't fit in, to feel like you're looking for a space that you belong and going, maybe this isn't for me. I don't understand what's happening here. So just know that may come up, and it's fine. It's completely normal. And when you are growing and leveling up, and I've said this so many times over the last few months, sometimes the people around you that are used to you fitting into a particular box will start trying to pull you back to who you were or where you were, because that's what works for them. It's inconvenient for them when you are growing and evolving into this new version of yourself that maybe has new boundaries, that is becoming more successful, that is happier. You're not the basket case that you once were. And they'll try and pull you back to that because that's what makes them comfortable. And when that is happening, that is when we can feel alienated, because we know what direction we're meant to be moving in. That's where we want to go. That is where we're feeling happy and content. and being pulled back, it can make us feel a little discombobulated and like maybe we're wrong. And that's what will make us question ourselves. So if you're feeling that way, sit with yourself and again, tap into that secret knowledge and tap into that soul knowledge that you have as to where am I meant to be? Because look, we sometimes take wrong turns. There's no question about it. But this is where you have to tap into that so that you know where you're meant to go. And if you are feeling a little alienated, if you are feeling a little alone in those moments, just know that if these people fall away, new people will come in that will support you, that are on the same path as you, that are ready to cheer you on in an incredible way. And people come into our life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And sometimes we don't expect the people that are there just for a season to go when they do. We think that they're our lifetime people and they're just not. And it can be shocking and confronting. But you know what? It's clearing the path for something else. The other thing with the alien card, it says new experiences in life. So this could just be the shedding of the old skin and stepping into something completely new and exciting. And that is incredible. First week of the new year, first full week of the new year. So what better time than for these new things to appear? Then we've got the magnetic card and, you know, seduction and charm, attracting things in life. Again, this is about new experiences in life and we've got the magnetic card. So we're attracting these things. Attraction to something or someone and hard to resist something or someone. So I think this is a week where we are going to be very magnetic. And I think in terms of attracting things into our life, new experiences, new people, all of that, this is what happens when we step into ourselves and we step into exactly who we're meant to be and at the right time. And when we're feeling centered and when we're ready to say yes to the universe, the universe sends us new people, new experiences. I've told this story a million times. I hadn't been dating and people kept saying, you must date all the time and you must be always going out with people. And I said, I actually never get asked out. And I sat with it for a little while and I just had this epiphany that I had been saying no to everyone that had asked me out. Now, did I miss someone along the way that would have been amazing for me? No, there was nobody. And I was doing the right thing. I'm not that person that's after a free meal or anything like that. However, I was like, I have to start saying yes, just so that the universe starts giving me more people and more opportunities. And so the next guy that asked me out, he started to ask and he was so nervous. And I was like, yep, would love to go out with you. And he's like, really? I went, yep, great. We went out. He was so lovely. He couldn't have been nicer and the attraction wasn't there. And I had a really lovely date with him. And then I had a conversation with him and told him that for me, it wasn't a romantic thing. And he was really good about it. And thanked me the next day for having that conversation, because I do think it's important just to act with integrity, treat others the way you want to be treated, providing they're a good human, rather than ghost them. And the moment I said yes to that date and went out with him, I was dating solidly for the next 8 months until I met the next relationship that I was in. So just know that when you signal to the universe that you're ready to attract all of these things, the universe will send them in. So you're going to have the energy this week. So tap into it, make it count. And then we have the rebuilding card, rebuilding your life after loss, investing a lot of effort, ready to take action and improve, and determination and drive. So I think this is just about the fact that we're stepping into this new year, we're kind of ready to go and tapping into that energy. Now, there is the possibility that, like I said, if you're feeling alienated in life and if you are losing people from within your life, it could be that you're rebuilding your circle, and that is and that may be part of it. But I think this is more about putting in the effort, you're ready to sort of get going. Like, I feel like this energy is ramping up. We're into a lot of Aries energy right now, and we're always sort of go, 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 and we're there leading the pack. So I think this is that time where we're sort of just ready to go. So again, tap into that, because I know that for the last few months, we've been talking about how stagnant the energy has felt. And it's like, we're waiting for that moment to go. We're waiting for that moment to go. And I feel like it's finally time. So now I'm pulling 3 cards from the Divine Masters. I woke up this morning and I knew this was a deck I needed to use. And as soon as I started shuffling, 3 cards jumped out. So we have Gaia, Resilient Spirit, Earth Connection, stay rooted in trust and faith. So confirming everything that I just said from those first 5 cards from the Ascending Life Oracle. This is a moment of trust. This is a moment of grounding yourself in connection to the universe, connection to your own soul, and hearing the messages that are coming through. And to me, Gaia is one of the most beautiful and gentle and connected energies that we can pull. And you can see she's got, her hair is the trees. Oh, this isn't working well for me. Her hair is the trees. She's got the waterfall. There's the rainbow. There is the base of water down there. Like, she's connected to everything. And this is the energy that we need to embody this week. Then we have Rama and Sita, holy union, soulmate connection, romantic opportunity. So maybe this is the week where love comes in, and love doesn't even need to be romantic connection. I've got some girlfriends of mine that I am convinced we are soulmates. From the second we met, we spoke as if we'd known each other for 100 years after the very first hello. It was like our souls recognized each other. And so if there is that soulmate connection and it's not romantic, it still is part of this. There obviously is the opportunity for a romantic connection if that's what you're open to. And I think if you are in a relationship, it's going to be about that connection deepening. Yeah. I think that there's an opportunity for that to kind of open up and become a much deeper and more connected relationship in a really beautiful way, whether it's that feelings grow deeper because of the connection, whether it be that there is a conversation where you're able to sort of open up and go to another level. Yeah, I think this is a great week for that. And then, of course, the final card is the card, Jesus, acts of service. When you serve, the universe serves you. So this is a week of trust. This is a week of putting out to the universe what energy you want to get back. And Jesus was out there helping the poor and healing the sick and doing all of that. And it's not that you need to go out there and be healing the sick, but you can go out and do your part. And it might just be small acts of service for somebody in your community. It might be helping somebody at work. It might be supporting a friend who really needs a shoulder to lean on or a little bit of help. But there is something this week. I think this is something all the time, honestly, but something special this week in terms of what we're putting out to the universe. So just be aware of that. And if somebody calls and sort of says, hey, can I have a little bit of help? And it's one of those days where you think, oh, I'm so tired, I can't be bothered. Just have another think and see if it's something that you actually can do. And I promise that if you go and do that, you're going to actually feel better for it when you're done. Okay, and because of, or in honor of, the beautiful thumbnail that Anne created for me, I wanted to finish with a unicorn card. I don't think we've used the unicorns in a little while. I know we've used the dragons recently. Okay. And the card that we got is go with the flow. Relax and trust, accept what is happening. And I actually love this image. First of all, I have to say there's quite a few rainbows that have come through in this reading, which I love because to me, that's always one of the most beautiful signs. I know that every time I go to Hawaii and I start having conversations with the universe and I look up, there is always a rainbow. And I know that Hawaii is the land of rainbows, but there aren't rainbows every day. And you can be driving along on a perfectly beautiful, beautiful day. There's no rain or anything like that. And you look across and there's a rainbow when you're having this conversation with your guides, your angels, your soul, whatever it may be. But I love this in terms of the dolphin and the unicorn just together. Do you know what I mean? Like the unicorn is unbothered being in the water. It's watching the dolphins and almost taking its cue from them, and it's in the most perfect setting. So this is the energy we need to embody this week. It is time to go with the flow. It's time to go with the flow and trust where the universe is taking us. Yeah, I'm seeing a comment. Sadly, I'm not aligning with long-term friends. New friends are coming in. Nothing wrong with long-term friends, just different path as I move forward. And that's unfortunately what happens. I've had a similar thing in the past week with people that I really thought were in my life for a lifetime. And I'm realizing that maybe it was a season. And I'm so grateful for the season. And if we are letting these sort of friendships go, and it doesn't mean there has to be a big bad breakup, it can just be that you kind of drift apart. And it doesn't take away from any of the beautiful, incredible memories that have been created. It's sometimes just they need to move off on their path and go on their journey while we're going over here on ours. And you know what? That's okay. It's okay. And this is sort of what we signed up for. And the exciting thing is that we get to have new people, which creates new adventures and new experiences. And, you know, this is part of it. So it's all how we look at it. I hope that this reading resonates with some of you, if not all of you. Yeah, take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Not every reading is for every person. So next week, this reading goes until the 29th. So next week, I will be back with next week's weekly oracle reading and also the April monthly oracle wisdom, because we're there. It's crazy. I hope you all have a wonderful week.